G'day and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Dan.
And I'm Brad.
And this week I'm going to kick off with a wine that's not particularly well known but has a great story behind it. This is the Mike Press Cabernet. Now, the story goes that Mike Press has been growing grapes for some of the big producers in the Adelaide Hills and basically was getting less and less money for his grapes from the producers. And, well, he thought, bugger this for a joke, I'll strike out on my own and show them how good the grapes are. And look, his range of wines have certainly proven exactly that and done it at remarkably good value. Now, this we picked up at about $13. You can get them down about as low as $10 if you decide to shop for them online. And at that money, gee, there's not a lot that a wine has to do to kind of be impressive, but this is great. It's that kind of lovely, leafy, tobacco-y sort of, jammy Cabernet sort of flavours that you're used to. And at, $10 odd if you're going to pick them up online, it's really unbelievably good value. The Shiraz is also great value. If you can grab your hands onto either of them, do so. The Mike Press, look out for those.
Yeah, the wines that will probably go up in price in years to come, so get onto them while they're cheap. I'm going to have a look at a rosé. It's pretty warm here in Melbourne at the moment. It's summer. We've had a pretty warm start to summer, and it's time of year when it's nice to try something a bit different in the form of a nice cool rosé. Now, this is the Yering Station ED rosé, the ED standing for extra dry. Now, a few people were turned off rosés, trying them at certain periods of time, thinking a bit too sweet, a bit too lollipop in a bottle, and, it wasn't particularly appealing. The guys at Yering Station here have done a great job because they've made it in the drier style, so it's not over the top with the sweetness, but it's quite a balanced wine. So you can sip on this on a nice warm summer's day, but it also goes well with food. You can match it up with some seafood or, even some of the lighter meats. A nice rosé like this will go down really well. It's about $18 a bottle, so just under the $20 mark. Good thing about good rosés like this, and this is one of the better ones on the market, they're not very expensive. You'd be hard pressed to find a rosé in Australia above $20. So Yering Station rosé, really worth a look.
Yep. Lovely, like them dry personally. The last one we're going to have a look at is a Luke Lambert Nebbiolo. Now, I wasn't aware of this wine until relatively recently. I went to a tasting where there were bottles, $60, $70, up to like $150, and this really shone. It may not have been as great as the $150 bottle, but it was a damn fine wine, and I was a little bit confused. Was I tasting something that was just different to the rest of them? Was it really as good as I thought? On second thoughts, yes, it was. So look, this is a wine that's got beautiful kind of spiciness to it. It's still very fruit driven, but Nebbiolos, it will give you a lot of spice. So it's a great one to match up with maybe one of those kind of really peppery sort of tomato based pastas. Lovely. I like Nebbiolos, and the Luke Lambert coming in at just over $30 is definitely one to look out for. He's not a 100,000 case producer, so you might not find it just down the bottle shop, but your good local wine retailer will get his hands on this for you. So look out for that one.
Yeah, it's got some really good structure to it. It'll go for a few years if you're willing to put it down.
It certainly will. Now, one last thing before we go is the 50th episode from last week. Make sure you click onto the subscribe button. If you're watching this on iTunes, head back to wineweek.com.au, subscribe, and you'll be in the running for that best dozen of 07.
Yep, and make sure you tell your mates too, because then you'll get an extra chance to win.
And we all love extra chances to win. But anyhow, that's it for this week. We'll see you again next week.
See you next week.